Hey everybody, Happy New Year. Welcome back to another State of the Market for December 2023, capping out and ending the year. Cheers. So, we've had a lot of changes here in the past month with some of the stats. So we're excited to get through those with you and share all that information with everybody. So we're going to just jump right into it. Hope everybody had a great new year. 2024 is sure to be a great year for real estate based on what I'm reading, seeing, hearing, and feeling, right? You have to feel the real estate business. You have to feel the people and what's going on out in the outside world and the vibes that you're getting in and the vibes that you're giving out, right? So let me just go ahead and share my screen real quick. So the first thing I want to go over with you guys is our median sales price. So um, the median sales price in December, um, let's just see, let me fix my screen here, is, that's the average. Okay. 689,000 was the median sales price from Plymouth to P-Town, right? Barnstable County. And November, it was 707. So it's dropped, you know, I don't know, maybe 10 or 15,000 there. So that's just a sign of the times. Prices go up, prices go down, based on the time of year and things like that. But the end of December, 689 was your final median sales price. So the next sector we want to cover is our active listings. So active listings took quite a bit of a beat and have gone down to 498 units. Now that's homes, land, and condominiums for all of the MLS from Plymouth to P-Town, 498. So in November, it was almost 700, 692, which is a drop of 192 units. So if you think about selling, again, this is a great time to list your house, even though it's cold outside. It seems like every year for the past few years since COVID, that our spring market is converted to almost like year round now, right? People used to wait until March or April to put their property on the spring market, but because inventory is so low, this would be a great time to capitalize on less. There's plenty of buyers, but less competition, right? And so my belief is the sellers that list their properties in the next 3 months, I would say January, February, March, are going to be the sellers that make out the best for the year because inventory will eventually pick up a little bit over time. And I believe that interest rates will come down. And we'll talk about those too, because there's been some changes. So active listings were down just to 498 units. All right. Let's talk about days on market, right? That tells us how long properties are staying on the market, right? And so typically before COVID, that number was, maybe as high as 60. And it's just kind of been bouncing along for the last couple of years between 8, 12, 15. So we're up to 17 days. Is that a long time, Scott? No, it's not a long time. It's a couple of weeks, right? So 17 days on market. Last month in November, it was 12. So we did pick up 5 days. All right. So days on market, 17 days. Months of supply. Let's talk about that real quick, right? So we've talked about this in the past, right? So months of supply is anything less than 4 months of supply. It's a seller's market. Between 4 and 5 months of supply, that is a neutral market or a slack market, right? It's not a seller's or a buyer's market. And then anything 6 months or north of that in inventory would be a buyer's market. So we have been in a seller's market now for many years, right before COVID, right? So we're down to 1.8 months. So that is a seller's market. Is it a good time to list your house? Yes. Let's talk about the next sector here, which is your percentage of list to sales price ratio. So over the last few months, like November, October, August, July, June, May, it's been 100%. So if you listed your house for $1 million, it's safe to say that you would get $1 million for it if it's priced correctly, right, for the market. If it's presented properly in its best light, meaning it's looking the best it could possibly look on the outside and as well as the inside, and if it's promoted by your real estate broker agent properly, the 3 Ps, right? We talk about those all the time. Then you should get 100% of list to sales price ratio. Today, in December, the end of December, it was at 99.9. It dropped just a smidge of 1%. I would still say it's safe to say that if you list your house and you have your 3 Ps lined up, then you would still sell your house at about 100% of the market, even though this is saying 99.9. One or two houses that could, possibly change these stats that little bit. But I'm seeing houses that are go on the market and sell very quickly or very close to asking or over. Very few are under asking. The ones that are getting under asking are either aged units, meaning they've been on the market for a while, or they're not priced properly, or they're not promoted properly. But if you do your 3 Ps, you will definitely get an offer. There's plenty of buyers out there, believe me when I tell you. And there's going to be more when the rates continue to drop. There's going to be a flood of buyers coming into the market looking to pick up a nice property before the springtime and get it all cleaned up and have everybody over for July 4th barbecue, right? So the next quadrant that I want to talk about is your interest rates. All right. So the mortgage rates have been a big factor the last 8 to 10 months, and they have gently dropped quietly over the last month or two. This is current as January 2nd. So if you're looking for a 30-year fixed, 6.72, right? Those were in the 8s not that long ago, or 8. A 15-year fix. So if you don't want to do 30, you want to cut your term in half, 6%, 6.04, fantastic rate. Jumbo is anything over, I think, 7.25 or 750, 6.99, amazing rate for a jumbo. 5/1 ARM, so that's 5 years adjustable, 6.2. Now, if you were to decide that you want to take an FHA, Federal Housing Administration, you can do those with as little as 3.5% down, right? We've talked about that. 6.14. There are some rules and some regulations on it, but nothing we can't live with or get by. A 30-year VA, a Veterans Administration loan for any veterans, 6.15. Excellent rate. Then you have some weekly rates here, but the most important thing that I wanted to go over with you was the 30-year fixed at 6.72. So interest rates are on their way down. I foresee, from what I see here and read and what I feel, the interest rates are going to have a 5 in it soon. It might not be for another week or two or a month or two, but I think at some point you're going to see 5.99 is a good sweet spot. I think people are comfortable with that and will tolerate 5.99 and be very happy. And for anybody that is waiting on the sidelines, that would be the perfect time to jump in. We do have other programs you can jump into if you need a house sooner rather than later, like the buy down. We've talked about a 2-1 buy down and a 1-1 buy down, where you can buy down the rate with a concession, excuse me, from the seller, and then you're basically just buying down the rate for a year or two. So there's your interest rate. So let's go talk about the health score. Let me just stop my screen share real quick. There we go. All right, so the health score of a 9 last month was a 9.2. And so I'm actually going to raise that up to a 9.3. And that's because the interest rates are going down and they're in our favor. Inventory is still low, but the interest rates do play a major factor in everything that we buy, including real estate. So there you have it for our State of the Market, December 2023. If you have any questions, of course, our door is always open. Shoot me an email if you like at sjzaino@gmail.com. 2024, buyers are going to continue to buy, sellers are going to continue to sell, And real estate will continue to do its thing, and we will sell probably close to 5 million units this year. We were down just a little bit over the last couple of years in 2023, but from what I see, feel, and hear, north of 5 million units would be great. Thank you so much. Talk to you soon. Have a good day.